guys, Danielle MacKinnon, Animal Psychic, here to talk today about who greets my pet in heaven. It's like a heartbreaking thing to think about. In 2014, my two dogs crossed over within 3 months to the day of each other, and Bella crossed in March and Kelso crossed in July, and it was really hard. Even though I knew so much about animals, it was very hard to handle. What I had on my side was that I've been working with animals that are crossing over, about to cross over, and that have crossed over for like almost 20 years. And so I knew what the other side was like according to them. And I knew that the animals, it's like they don't want us to grieve. They know we're going to grieve, but they want to be with us. They want to help us as we go through this process. And so knowing this, I feel did help me deal with their passing better. But I think the thing that people are most concerned about, and I didn't have to be concerned about, was really this question of who is there? What happens? What is this actual crossing over process, and who's going to greet them? So what I thought I would do is ask you guys first. I'm looking through all these the comments that are already showing up. I thought that I would ask you to tell me, because I want to know. Tell me what you think happens. Who is there when your animal crosses over? Who's there? So give me your feelings and thoughts on that. That would be awesome. And while you're doing that, let me say, if you know somebody who is grieving or who is doing that pre-grieving thing, you know, the thing where you're worried about your animal crossing over, what's going to happen. It may not even be about to happen until like years from now, but you're already in that worry. If you know someone who's doing that thing, this might be able to help them. Okay, so Laura says, I think my folks are there to greet my pets. Cool. Robin says, I believe my mom greeted my Fritz. Cool. Nancy says, I think my mom greeted my dogs. Cool. And Francois, this is not an American name. I love it. I think our loved ones already there to greet them. And Sue says, my pet bunny has just passed and I'm devastated. Sue, I'm so sorry to hear about your pet bunny. Hopefully what we're talking about here today can help. Karen says, I sent my girl Shadow to my brother Bobby. Told him I'd punch him in the face if he didn't take good care of her. Okay. Kind of loving, Karen. It's interesting because everybody has their thoughts and their feelings about who's going to be there. I developed my beliefs based on what the animals told me. Before I started doing this work as an animal communicator, when I was just a super sensitive person who didn't know what to do with myself, right? I just assumed that when people crossed over or animals crossed over, the ones who were special to that human or that animal would be there. And in my head, I always viewed it as this like opening white tunnel, and you'd see like my grandma, my dog from when I was a kid, kind of at the end of the tunnel. You remember Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, and at the end, this like swirly thing would go whoop like this, and you'd see someone in there going like this. Literally, that's what I thought it was like, and that there could only be certain people there. They would be only the people or the animals that were most important to the one crossing over. Francois says, LOL, I'm French Canadian. Awesome. So that's what I used to think. And then I got to talking, obviously, psychically with the animals. And a lot of animal communicators and a lot of the work that I've done as an animal communicator is around the idea of this time of passing. The animal is about to cross over. What does this animal want? The animal can tell me and I can tell they're human. Or the animal just crossed over or crossed over a while ago, and the person is looking for some type of closure or love or message or sign. But because of that, I've had the opportunity to hear a ton from the animals about this whole situation. And this is how I'm going to explain it. And Jill says, I wish I knew who was there to greet my dog Max. Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. From what I know, now obviously I'm not there. I have not died. In past lives I've died, but in this life I have no memory. So I can only go by what the animals have told me. But this is how they've explained it. That when we incarnate into our bodies, we, meaning humans, or we, meaning animals, our souls, only part of us is here. So my soul, my me, my body, all this is all here, but part of my soul remains over there on the other side, in heaven, in spirit world, whatever you want to call it. And I'm attached, I'm connected to it, but not every aspect of me is here. And it's the same for the animals. It's actually a really cool thing when you think about it. Terry says hi. Hi, Terry. It's actually a really cool thing when you think about it, because it means that there's part of us, no matter what we do, no matter what bad decision we make, no matter any of it, that is still connected. You can never lose that connection. There are definitely people who will try. You can do drugs. You can, there's all sorts of ways. You can make terrible decisions on purpose. You can be angry. But because only an aspect of us is here and the rest of us is over there, you can never lose that connection. So what that means is it's the same thing for animals. And what that means is when we cross over, then, no, I need to preface it with this. When we come into body, based on the grouping that we are reincarnating with. And this is our soul family. So in my soul family, there's obviously my mom, my dad, my brother, my husband, also my dog, my other dog, all of these. Everybody that's ever been important to me in this lifetime or a different lifetime, we're all together. And our animals are part of that soul family. So it's like this little grouping. And we reincarnate into different lives, and the soul family comes with us. So when we incarnate into this life, certain members of our soul family incarnate as well to work with us, help us grow and evolve. The animals are part of that. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because that means that when we actually cross over, so when my dog Bella crossed over, not only was my dog Dashiell and my grandma and all the others who had crossed over there to greet her, but also I was there to greet her, and I hadn't obviously crossed over yet. My dog Kelso, who didn't cross over for 3 more months, he was there to greet her. Everyone in the soul family is there to greet. It's not like you have to be fully over there, no physical body here, in order to be present and aware and connected. We are the least connected when we're here. I live my life being intuitive and open and sensitive, which makes me more connected than the people who are not. But it's still, I'm not as connected as I would be if I were on the other side. Wow, that makes me feel better knowing I was there when my babies passed. It's really cool, isn't it? Was I aware that I was there for when Bella passed and Kelso passed? No. I wasn't aware, because when I'm here, I am consciously not so connected, but the higher aspects of me remain connected. It's you always hear people say it's, like I've met a few very depressed people. I just want to go home, and they're talking about the other side being home. But the way the animals describe it, it's all home. It's all this one whole big place that we are together. There's not so much of this separation between the other side, which sounds very separated, and here. It's been a learning experience for me to kind of get this, because there's that part of me that wants to separate the other side. Like, it isn't even good to call it the other side, right? Because it's not really the other side. It's just we have a different connection going on to this space. And that's what the animals want us to understand. Lara says, if we are over there too, in a higher self, do the animals who pass still want to come back to visit our bodies here? So animals have a different type of connection with their physical body, with what we call the other side, than we do. They have a different type of connection to the energy. An animal, now remember, animals have mastered unconditional love. They have mastered it. This is what they've told me again and again. Yes, I'm getting it from them, but it's very clear that we humans have not mastered unconditional love, right? We obviously, or there wouldn't be all this war and jealousy and feeling bad about ourselves. So animals have mastered unconditional. Uh-oh. Did you guys hear that? I got a dog growling. But she has mastered unconditional love, I swear. So since animals have mastered unconditional love, and they have this connection to all, they're here to help us master that as well. I've not had an animal on the other side ever say to me, I need to get back into a body. I need to do that. There's not this longing that we as humans so often have to be in a body or not be in a body. We spend a lot of time romanticizing this, but animals do not. They know that their whole aspect of them is everywhere at all times, and they live through that place. Okay, that was super fun, guys. And give your pet a big hug for me. Remember that they are present with you in all ways. All right. Bye, guys.